this meeting to order. Say the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Dean Cruz.
Here.
Paul. Here. Staggy.
Here.
Brian Cruz.
Here.
Paczynski.
Here.
Walker and Kolaski are absent. So tonight our first order of business is we need to select a moderator for tonight's meeting since our supervisor is absent.
I'll make a motion with Tom Stady.
I'll second it. It's trained.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Tom, take it away.
Make sure your reaches.
Okay, consideration of the approval of the meeting agenda. First we have we do the presentation first or not?
No, first you're going to approve the
Okay.
meeting agenda.
Okay. Meeting agenda. Department and committee reports. Item A, Operations Services, monthly report. Board of Review. The Office of Zoning Administrator, 2019 summary. Item D, the Downtown Development Authority, along with their director's report, item A. Item E, the Develop Ad Hoc, Filer Ad Hoc Committee. Item F, Personnel Committee. Item G, Planning Commission. Item H, Zoning Board of Appeals. Item I, the Elections Commission. Item J, Building and Grounds Committee. Item K, Fire Department Report. And item L, the PEG report.
Also the new business item,
No, I'm just,
and then that one.
under new business, item A, consideration of proposed contractual services agreement whereby the County of Manistee agrees to provide the necessary personnel and computer services for tax map and assessment roll maintenance, tax rolls and tax bills under current legal requirements to the Charter Township of Filer for the 2020 calendar year at a cost of $4.20 per parcel. Item B, consideration of proposed contractual services agreement, the SET summer tax collection between Manistee County and the Charter Township of Filer, whereby the County of Manistee agrees to provide the Charter Township of Filer with the necessary personnel, materials, equipment, and technology to prepare the summer tax billing for the state education tax 2020 collection at a cost of $1 per parcel. And item C, consideration of approval for no more than $300 to independent cleaners to clean carpets at the Township Hall. Are there any other items that have to be put on the agenda? If not, I would accept a motion to approve the agenda.
I so move.
That's it.
Moved by Dean Cruz, seconded by Brian Cruz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is approved. The consideration of approval of the consent agenda. Item A, minutes of the special board meeting held January 22nd, 2020 at 2 p.m. Item B, minutes of the special board meeting held January 22nd, 2020 at 3:30 p.m. C, financial report. Item D, approval of the Township General Fund expenditures, including the fire department. Checks $37,314 through numbers 37,396, which consists of accounts payable of $48,706.67 and payroll of $13,559.90 for for a total of $62,266.57. Item E, approval of the Water Department expenditure checks numbers 2692 through 2700 for a total of $19,155.11. Item F, approval of sewer operating expenditure checks number 1069 through 1075, total of $23,237.41, with check number 1075 is voided as a duplicate. Item G, approval of the monthly ACH payments to State of Michigan and IRS in the amount of $2,548.02. Item H, approval for the Ragnar Relay Michigan Long Distance Running Race from Muskegon to Traverse City to pass through Filer Township on a course along Maple Road to be held September 25th and 26th in 2020. Proceeds will be donated to a designated charity. Approval of invoice number 0224 from Carlin Haas in the amount of $300 for the DNR Recreation Passport Grant. Item J, approval of a budget amendment in the amount of $5,000 from fund balance of the general fund to zoning and planning professional fees. Item K, approval of a budget amendment in the amount of $10,000 from fund balance of the fire department to the repair and maintenance. Item L, approval for planning commission members to attend the 2020 Master Citizen Planner webinar series offered February through December 2020 at a cost of $20 regular registration and $10 for Master Citizen Planners. Is there a motion to approve
I'll
the
make a
consent
motion to
agenda?
accept the consent.
A motion to approve the consent agenda by Brian Cruz, second by Tom Hitchinski. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion is approved. Okay, let's see. Right now, we'll go to presentation. Mr. Streety, would you like to step up to the podium and give us your pitch?
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation, or at least allowing me to be here. My board member Shirley said I was supposed to be here, so here I am. And in my, go way back, when I first came to town, Tom was my first ever softball coach, way back.
Coach or sponsor?
Well, both, I think, but, yeah. Anyway, so where we're at right now and our process I'm going to talk about tonight, we, a couple of years ago, we have a local advisory committee at Dial-A-Ride, made up of riders. It's also sort of been part of the transportation work group for HSCB. But through this whole process, there was thought that there were service areas and service times that we weren't quite meeting everyone's needs. So a couple of years ago, we started down a process where we, MDOT came in, did a survey for us, both of riders and also of the county in general. The survey actually turned out extremely positively, except for one area, which was the comments that were made during the survey were there was need for more service, especially out in the middle and northern parts of the county, and especially in the middle of the day. So the way we have done it for the last almost 30 years is that every person in the county, no matter where you live, has service available morning and afternoons. But and certainly there are certain areas have service a lot more than that. Obviously, if you're up 31 out 55, certainly in and around Manistee, those areas have availability of a lot of buses. But like I say, in the middle of the day and farther out in the mid and northern parts of the county, some of those folks might only have service a couple times a day. Being that it's been that way for so long, a lot of our folks are accustomed to that, and they'll come in the morning, maybe have a doctor's appointment, go out to lunch with a friend, pick up a few groceries, and then we take them home in the afternoon. Works okay for a lot of folks, but for some people, they, for whatever reason, don't seem to want to spend all day in Manistee and want to come in for their doctor's appointment in the morning maybe and want to go back home. And so there's certainly a need out there for the type of service that we're talking about. To try and solve that problem, we will be on the ballot March 10th, presidential primary. Ballots are out. You can vote absentee now. My guess is we're probably going to have 25-30% absentee this year, maybe.
We'll see.
Wouldn't be a bad guess, I don't think. What this will be for is for, it will include a small additional millage. Small be my term. Realize any additional millage is additional millage. But what this is, it's for 1/6 of a mill, not 6/10, not 6 mills. It's 1/6 of a mill, 0.16 thereabouts. So for a home, if you have taxable value of 50,000, you realize that it's not everybody, but for a home of that type, that value would be 63 cents per month, the additional part of this. That always, whenever I mention those kind of, we always think, those of us who work with this stuff quite a bit, that everybody knows this. It takes me back to my first millage election at Dial-A-Ride almost 30 years ago. And of course, we were on the ballot for 1/3 of a mil, 0.33. And I was walking down River Street, and this little gal comes up to me and she says, "Well, Mr. Strevey," she says, I love Dial-A-Ride. I use it all the time, and I'm so happy to have it available. But she says, the only thing we can't figure out is why you need 33 mills to run that place. And it's like, no, not 33 mills, 0.33 of 1 mill. So, you know, folks don't always understand these decimals. 1/3 of a mill and now 1/6 of a mill. That's what the increase will be. To give you a little bit of a comparison, right now the statewide average for countywide transportation systems like we are here in Manistee is about 0.85 mil, just under 1 full mil. Up in Benzie, they're at 1/2 mil, so just well over half the statewide average. Benzie County, or Wexford County, Cadillac area, they're at 6/10 of a mil. So just a little bit more than Benzie. And of course, like I mentioned, here in Manistee County right now, we're at 1/3 of a mil. And I'm sure you can all remember the last time that was increased. That's a trick question. It's never been increased. So we've been there 45 years now, and it's still the same millage rate as the first one way back when. I think we had 2 vans and a bus and 6 employees back then, so we've come a long way on that 1/3 of a mil. And just for a little bit more comparison, Benzie County, for their 1/2 mil, last year they provided 106,000 rides. First time they've ever actually been over 100,000 rides, so we were proud of them for that. Cadillac, last year was at 136,000 rides for their 6/10 of a mil. Here in Manistee County, for our 1/3 of a mil, we provided 163,000 rides. So whatever you might think, I think we're getting whatever money's worth is, we're getting that here. So anyway, that's all I wanted to let you know. We will be on the ballot March 10th. There will actually only be a couple things on the ballot. You know, there'll be presidential primary on the left side of the page. If you vote on the Republican ballot, there'll be President Trump and I think a couple other names. If you're voting Democrat, there'll be 30 or 40 names on the left side. On the right side of the ballot, no matter which party you're selecting to vote in the primary, on the right side of the page will be Dial-A-Ride. We are the only proposal on the ballot And I haven't seen the exact ballot yet, but I assume there's a big box like this for the yes, and a little tiny box over here for no. We would appreciate it if you would pick the big box that says yes. As I mentioned, this is first time in, well, never, but certainly in our 45 years of existence, that there might be an increase. So this is sort of a once-in-a-lifetime thing. So we promise we won't be back next year, the year after that. This should help us out for many years in the future. So. Any questions?
If this were to pass, how much additional revenue do you think that's going to bring in for you?
It's 160, 170,000 right in there. So it's for a sixth of a mil. I mean, it's still it's real money. So
No.
That's why I say it will not only cover the service that we're talking about now, but certainly if there's additional things that we need to do that we find down the road, we will also be able to do that, hopefully. So we won't be putting up any new buildings or anything anything like that. I think they spent $4 to $5 million on their building over in Cadillac. Our building is approximately 60 years old and serves us quite well. So we're very happy with that. As I tell the county commissioners all the time, for the last 30 years, we will do everything we possibly can with the funding that we have. Whether this passes or this fails, we'll still be doing the same thing. Unfortunately, there is a limit as the years go by and costs increase that you just can't keep doing quite as much, but we'll do whatever we can with whatever the citizens of Manistee County deem appropriate, and that's what we'll do. And if they choose to give us funding to provide this additional service that, quite frankly, I think is greatly needed, and that's what we'll do.
Any other questions?
If you have any questions any other time, Shirley's on our board. I'm sure she can, she'll either answer them or make sure I do, so.
I know your phone number.
She knows my phone number. Yeah, appreciate the time.
Thanks, Mr. Strega. We have a couple communications and announcements. Let's see. A letter from Charter concerning some changes in channel lineup, I guess it is. And also one from the MRA announcing the soccer club is currently holding registration for the spring. Any public comment? Okay, well, moving on then. Reports, the operation, you have the Operation Services Monthly Report for the Water Department. Next would be the Zoning Administrator's Activity Report for the year. DDA, their proposed minutes, in addition to a regular meeting and from a special meeting that they had, along with the DDA Director's Report. The Develop Filer Ad Hoc Committee report. Planning Commission special meeting minutes from the January 9th meeting, as well as the regular meeting minutes from January 21st. Anything to add to these, Shirley?
It
Or?
will replace every flashlight coming years.
Shut this thing down.
The Building and Grounds Committee meeting of January 27th. And Fire Department report. Jim, do you have anything to add to that? Yep.
I think I need to apologize for reporting that. I either sent her the wrong one or she copied the wrong one. That's last week's.
Yeah, dated January.
Yeah, it
See,
says
it's dated
January, so that is not the report for this month, so. But I will go over the report for this month, and that is, like I mentioned last month, after 50 years of service, Donnie Johnson has retired from the fire service. He started in 1970, and he retired in January of this year, 2020, which gave him 50 years of service, so. That's quite an accomplishment. He's been around the longest of anybody that I know of that's ever been on this department. So congratulations to him. Second of all, the equipment that we purchased that we had approved last month for the equipment that the PCA, the money for PCA, that equipment has all arrived, and we've been working a couple of Monday nights. We were working on updating and moving stuff around the trucks to get all this equipment on there. So that's all set and ready to go. I've issued a couple burning permits. The gentleman on the corner of County Line and 31, he's still working at clear cutting that property on the southwest corner. Northwest corner of County Line at 31. I think he's making a golf course there of some sort. So I issued a couple of burning permits there. And the other was, I was going to ask, I have two requests tonight. One is that the board approve us putting on Michael Munsell. There's a new gentleman from around the area. Looking for to help his community out, so we're looking at putting him on the agenda, our roster for the upcoming year. So I would ask the board to approve that appointment to the fire department. And the second thing, the biggest item is that I've been working with Chief Kozel from the city fire department, and he has been in contact with a grant writer, and there's grant money available right now, a lot of it, and I'm looking for approval from the board for me to move forward, working with him to get new turnout gear and new SCBA's. We're looking in the neighborhood of $150,000 for both departments. The grant writer, the match of this grant is 5%, and the grant writer also is charging 5% to write the grant. So our portion of that is going to be slightly, or right around, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said 150, it should more like 200,000, because our portion of it is $100,000. So we could get brand new turnout gear for 16 members, 8 brand new SCBA's, the new style, so that we can mutual aid with the city. And we can get all that for about 10 grand. So, I mean, in my opinion, it's kind of a no-brainer that we move forward with this grant request. Our turnout gear is going to expire next year, so we're going to have to replace it. We're looking at $2,400 per set for turnout gear. That's a coat and pants and Nomex hood and gloves, about $2,400. And we have 16 sets. SCBA's are about $6,000 a piece, and they're the new model SCBA's with the 4,500 minute or 4,500 pound tanks on them in lieu of the 2216. So it's going to give us about a half an hour of firefighting capability on one tank rather than the 15-20 minutes that we have. So it's supposed to be 45 minutes, but the harder you work, the more air you use. So The tanks last about 30, 35 minutes. So we're looking at getting those new bottles, and those bottles are $800 a piece. So for every SCBA we buy, we have to also purchase an extra bottle for that. So we'll get an SCBA and 2 bottles, and it's going to be roughly, I got the figures here. $62,274 roughly, and for the SCBA's, and that's complete. And then $38,400 for the turnout gear, for a total of $100,674. So we're looking at 10% of that is what our cost would be. So we're looking at about $10,100 to go ahead with this venture with the city. So again, I would ask for permission to pursue that with Chief Colesville and the city fire department.
You don't have any data on that, what kind of grant that is and from?
I don't yet. I just got these. We've been working on this. I just got the quotes in yesterday. So we're still working on all that. So it's Chief Colesville's the one that's been spearheading that grant request.
So you want a motion to
Just for me to work with him to try to
determine if it's going to be
get the
the
grant.
right way
We don't
for
even
us?
know if we can get it yet, but we want to work towards that. But I don't want to work towards that if I'm not going to have the blessing of the board to go ahead and spend the 10 grand that we're going to need to spend in order to get that new equipment.
So it's going to cost 10 grand to pursue?
No, it's going
The
to cost
grant?
10. If we get the grant and we get the equipment, it'll cost us $10,000.
Okay, what does it cost to work with the city for
Nothing.
the grant writer?
Nothing. It's going to, if we get the grant and the money gets awarded to us, the grant writer then collects 5%.
5% of what, the 100 and some
No,
grand?
5% of the total cost of the project. So, I mean,
60.
we're looking at 100,000 for us, and they're looking at slightly less than that because they have less people. You know, we're looking at 16 firefighters for 16 turnout gear. So, and they're looking at, they have 8, and we're looking at 8 SCBA's, and they're looking at 8 SCBA's. So, but like I said, our cost for us with this broken down with the bid that the estimate that we had, or the quote that we had, would be right around $10,000.
That's including the
And that's
money to the grant writer and
That's
everything?
the money to the grant writer and the 5% match from the, I believe it's a DNR.
Make a motion, we do it.
I'll support it.
Okay, there's a motion by Dean Cruz, support by Tom Hachinsky to approve for Jim Esmovic and the fire department to go ahead and work with the city to try and acquire this grant, and time comes necessarily pay for what, $10,000 or the approximate $10,000. Is there any further discussion?
What's the chance of getting the grant? I mean, is it, do
Well, I
they give it in
understand There's
chances?
a lot of money out there right now to get grants.
What is this money? Is it federal money?
I think so, yes.
Well, here's what I wrote. To approve the Filer Fire Chief working with the City of Manistee to explore writing a grant for SCBA's and turnout gear and report to the Township Board on the findings. Is that about, sum it up?
That's it, yeah. When I get more information, I'll bring it forward, but like I said, we're looking at just trying to get a quote so we had an idea how much money we're going to ask for this grant. So that's what we started with, is how much we're going to need.
So don't underestimate. I mean,
We
make
should,
sure you-
we should approve that dollar amount so that if he gets a grant, we should say, go ahead.
He won't be able to go ahead without this board saying that.
I'm not sure,
Voting.
I don't know what,
Well, you're
Find
gonna,
out.
it'll take a
It'll have
while
to
till
be
you get the
something, you know,
grant.
that'll have-
Yeah, it's
yeah.
gonna take a while. I think there'd be plenty of time to,
It's just allowing, this is giving him free hand to explore.
yeah, we'll have time to do that. Like I said, we're gonna order a couple sets of this gear. We got this company that we're get this bid from, is from Illinois. They're gonna have to come up and bring this equipment up to us, and we're gonna try it out. We wanna try it, test it, and evaluate it and stuff to make sure that's exactly what we want, so. And then we'll get a firm price at once we get. all
When
the
you know what you
equipment
really want.
that's- Yes.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor, no further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is approved.
Thank you. And then,
Go back to your man that you want to, and tell me his name.
yes, Michael Munsell, Munsell.
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 And he's going to be firefighter one?
He's going to be probationary.
Probationary firefighter. Okay.
So I'll make a motion to add him to the list.
Motion by Brian Cruz to add Mr. Munsell to the fire department list. Support by Mr. Hachinsky. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed?
Thank you.
Motion is carried. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Jim, for looking after the fire department.
And we have the PEG report. Barry, you have anything you'd like to add? Nothing? No? Okay. Moving on to new business. Consideration of proposed contractual services agreement where the County of Manistee agrees to provide the necessary personnel and computer services for tax map and assessment roll maintenance, tax rolls and tax bills under current legal requirements for the Charter Township of Filer for the 2020 calendar year at a cost of $4.20 per parcel.
I make a motion to do that.
I'll second it.
Okay, a motion by Dean Cruz, a second by Brian Cruz to approve the contractual services agreement with the county. We need a roll call on this? Okay, do a roll call.
Stady?
Yes.
Dean Cruz?
Yes.
Jacinski?
Yes.
Brian Cruz?
Yes.
Paul? Yes.
Motion is approved. Item B, consideration of proposed contractual services agreement for the SET summer tax collection between Manistee County and the Charter Township of Filer, whereby the County of Manistee agrees to provide the Charter Township of Filer with the necessary personnel, materials, equipment, and technology to prepare the summer tax billing for the state education tax 2020 collection at a cost of $1 per parcel.
I'll make a motion to accept that agreement.
Okay, we have a motion by Brian Cruz to support by Tom Hachinsky to approve the contractual services agreement between the township and the county. Any further discussion? Okay. Want another roll call?
Yep. Dean Cruz?
Yes.
Stady?
Yes.
Brian Cruz?
Yes.
Jacinski?
Yes.
Paul? Yes.
Okay, the motion is approved. Item C, which is a consideration of an approval for no more than $300 to independent cleaners to clean the carpets at the Township Hall.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Dean Cruz. Is there a second?
I'll support it.
Support by Tom Hachinsky. Any discussion?
We need them clean.
No, no further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is approved. Public comment. Oh, come on, Betty. Okay, no public comment. Any board members have anything they'd like to bring up? Dean?
Nope.
Hey,
Tom?
we discussed last month advertisement to put up our property for sale. I got a bid for $175 to have a banner that we can screw right onto the existing sign. And I would like approval to purchase that.
Who was that from?
Viper Graphics, I'll give you the detail on it.
Do you know how to spell that?
No, I'll have to get it to you.
V-I-P-E-R probably.
Yeah,
Viper.
Graphics.
Viper, like the snake?
Snake, yeah, I would think that's what.
I'll make the motion to accept that.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Brian Cruz, a second by Dean Cruz to approve the $175 to Viper Graphics for the,
175?
was it 175?
175.
Yeah, 175.
Yeah,
It'll pop right on that sign we got.
it's going to advertise our 20 acres for development.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is approved. Brian, you have anything? Shirley?
No.
I have nothing, so there being no further business, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so move. I'll second.
Moved by Dean Cruz, second by Brian Cruz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is approved. Thank you.